usually I would say when I'm creating a grid to already have a sacred area or a space, that when I create the grids, that makes it so that it doesn't get disturbed and the energy is already quite high vibration in that area. But I will actually use one of these generators to create that space in the first place, especially if I'm going to use it to create other grids. And as you can see here, underneath it I've got the flower of life, which is universal energy. Basically the whole makeup of the universe. It's a very simplified understanding of what the flower of life is, sacred geometry wise. So you can do this without having that underneath it. Obviously you could do it on the body or just on the ground, but I like to have, especially if I'm creating a space in my house that I want to be universal and to bring in that amazing energy of balance, I really like to use this pattern. If you'd like, you can also have it, I'll show you the difference, you should even be able to see it just on the film. When I remove the smoky quartz, this is still, energy is still contained within the pattern, especially if you've drawn this yourself. So even if you get it and you photocopy it and make it out into being the size that you want, and then put a piece of paper over it and draw it yourself, as you draw those lines and those energy lines, it makes the grid even stronger and more apparent in your life. So with this one I've done that, and then I've laminated it so I can use it again and again. Also, some people really like to do it with each grid, redraw it. That's really up to you. Okay, so it can feel the real difference. This is still contained it, but it's less grounded. It raises up more that energy, just to show you. And I really do think that you should be able to see that online as well. And what I'll do is I'll turn it over. I've got an amazing old French table here, but I'll show it just on white. So even with this energy, I find that unless it's actually directed and contained, it can be quite erratic in what it's moving, unless you'd really like to clear a really large area and you're quite in a very quiet and meditative state when you apply your programming for the activation or the grid of it. I do like to have it contained. So even if you've just got a piece of paper and you draw your own circle, and write your intent down on another piece of paper, stick that over your intent and have your circle or your other grid around it. If you've actually bought one of these, I've given you a little booklet with a few other different grids that you can use as well that I like to use. Another thing that you can also do instead of drawing, and this one I do a lot, is use clear quartz points. And in this way you can create any shape that you like through sacred geometry or through just a circle to contain and enhance your energy. You can also put a picture of somebody or a place underneath it or within this circle, and that will create basically what I suppose I would call a long distance healing. There we go. You can even enhance these ones by bringing the grid out. This is all personal. As you get to know it and you do your own grids, you'll get to work with the energies yourself and feel what's right for you. As long as you really understand when you do work with these, that they are powerful. So you need to activate and deactivate them, and to remember that you're working with a tool. So what you do has an effect. There we go. I can feel this already and I haven't even activated it. It's quite amazing. A closer view what I've done. And what you could actually do with this grid is in between each place your wish. even if it's a word, a photo, an idea, a concept, just know that it is powerful and that they do work. Grids have been used for centuries. They've been used since the beginning of time, from the Aboriginal Bora rings and Egyptian pyramids up until now. They're all in computer chips. It's how, when you watch TV, you're using crystals and also grids to make all of that happen. So they're powerful, understand that, and then you'll get the best results. So this hasn't even been activated and I can already feel it lifting, just the energy and the vibrations in the room. So remember, if you're going to activate, use the sound, use your voice. So you can either just say something like activate or go with the grid, and when you deactivate it, say deactivate or stop. You can also use a gong or something like that, as long as that you have that clear intention that that's what that sound or that word does. Okay, there'll be more of these coming along soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Bye.